Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rocha, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, rule well, and labor in this word and doctrine. So today we're going to do a quick video. We're going to just show you this first on this this page here about Bolton Abbey, historical places in Yorkshire. So this is I guess an abbey goes into like, man, let me actually look at that first. So this is from the Etims, also known as Etim Online. Now this word abbey, noun, a monastery or convent devoted to religion and celibacy. Okay, headed by an abbot or abbess. From Anglo-French abbé, Old French abbé, from late Latin abbatia. All right, and just, you get the point. Basically, when you go down, it says at the dissolution of the monasteries, the name often was kept by abbey churches, as in Westminster Abbey, or estate houses that formerly were abbey residences. Okay, cool. So, Bolton Abbey, September 10, 2021, it says, officially Bolton Abbey should be called Bolton Priory. It was given the name Bolton Priory because canons and prior founded it. Over time, people started referring to the priory as Bolton Abbey, the village where it's located. So this is on Etims as well. Priory, the noun, religious house under the governance of a prior. Alright, next in dignity below an abbey. Okay, it says down from medieval Latin prioria, monastery governed by a prior, office of a prior, from Latin prior. This word prior, earlier, preceding as an order of time, right? As you know, something is a priority. Alright, cool. So that's what it is considered, that, right? But really, let's look at it. You can see it's a so-called church. You can see there's a cemetery there. It would have been a cemetery if there weren't graves there anyway. Because he that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. So this is indeed a temple for the dead, for the wicked who have no understanding. Because this is false doctrine, man. All these Christianity bug out things, and you can see it's got fucked up. All right, because time would be the end of the 8th or whatever. It got fucked up, and I just I went there this summer. All right, a little family thing, and I saw it. And it was there's a bit of history here, I guess. Alright. We were looking at it briefly, but some stuff we were looking into, just stuff we didn't give a fuck about. We don't really know exactly what's going to be in this. Just in fact, should I pause it for a bit, Bill? Alright, this is the part here. It says brief history of Bolton Abbey. During the Victorian era, Bolton Abbey transitioned into a tourist attraction and became one of the most popular places to visit in Yorkshire. Owned by the Cavendish family under the title of the Duke and Duchess of Devonshire. And you can look into that yourself. We sort of looked in a bit, but it's not. We don't really care too much. I'll be honest. You don't really care too much.
That's right.
There isn't much we have anyway to really share, and there's not much you'll find instantly. And we didn't have much. We just wanted to kind of make a point scripturally, because you can see that the church got fucked up, and these so-called churches are going to get fucked up. All these places for idol worship are going to get fucked up. But it'll go down. Yeah, in 1539, the priory was destroyed and looted during the dissolution of the monasteries, with only St. Mary's and Cuthbert Parish Church remaining. Augustus Pugin and Gothic Revival architecture, George Street, upgraded this Gothic church during the 19th century and installed new windows. Alright, and there was some parts that were redone, but it was mostly fucked up, and it was actually cool to see it get all messed up the way it was. Yep. Alright, we just had to move spots, but this is Acts chapter 7, and we're gonna go start at verse 48.
Howbeit, the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as saith the prophet. Heaven is my throne, and earth is my footstool. What house will ye build me, saith the Lord? Or what is the place of my rest?
Right. So, these temples, these buildings, they don't even honor the true power anyway. And they're claiming to make it, a house of God or whatever. They're claiming to make it a house for them to have a congregation. The word church goes into calling assembly, right? Okay. Right. If you go up here, it's not in this chapter. Either way.
Ecclesia, isn't it?
Ecclesia. If I just type in church, we can get it that way.
That's right.
So.
Group of believers, called out.
Mm-hmm. So when you go Matthew 16:18, and this is how I speak, and I say also unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. So upon this rock, because the word for Peter is Petros, which reminds you of Petra, Mount Petra, right? Which goes into a rock, right? So this is the strong rock that the church is founded upon, right? Peter was he was the head apostle. Now, when you get to the word church, that word there in Greek, no worries. That word there is ecclesia. Ecclesia means a gathering of citizens called out from their home into some public place. All right, this is an assembly of the people convened at the public place of the council for the purpose of deliberating. But look at this one. It says the assembly of the Israelites. There you go.
Perfect.
So that's exactly what it is. A calling assembly of the Israelites. All right, and that's most certainly what that church wasn't really going down with. It wasn't necessarily, even if there were Israelites up in it, it don't mean nothing. It's not an assembly of Israelites talking about their heritage, discussing the prophecies and the history and the times that we're going off. During that time, we were going off, man. In the Middle Ages, we ruled, and we were ruling in false doctrine. All right, now we're going to get Exodus chapter 34, verse 11.
And it reads, observe thou that which I command thee this day. Behold, I drive out before thee the Amorite and the Canaanite,
All right.
and the Hittite and the Perizzite and the Hivite and the Jebusite.
All right, these are going into Canaanite nations, right? Which we're going to get out some later anyway, Deuteronomy 7, which we'll get more into that. But these are the nations in which that we're going to drive out, right? Well, Yahweh is driving out. Sometimes he use us. Keep going though.
Verse 12, take heed to thyself, lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, whither thou goest, lest it be for a snare in the midst of thee.
So if you make a covenant with them, it could be a snare in the midst of you, right? So no covenants with these damn devils, these heathens. So let me just get this word for snare though. If it work, it's not fucking, it's taken a while. Damn it. It was working earlier, man. It literally was working earlier.
Devil in it.
Let's just keep walking a little bit. Maybe the signal or whatever would start working.
Still like you bear with us.
Yeah, man. Let me pause it. All right, it's finally working for this. So for this word snare, come on, the word for man. What am I doing? Snare. This word is mawakwash. Mawakwash, which means bait, right? A lure, snare, like a trap, like bait. Think about fish bait, right? Put bait on the hook. Ooh, there's a worm and it goes up and oh shit, it's a hook. All right. Exodus 34 and verse 13 says, but ye shall destroy their altars, break their images, and cut down the groves. See, it's in our law to destroy these idol worshipping places, and these so-called churches, they're really reverencing the devil, man, in a way that they claim to use the Bible. It's really being generous saying they use the Bible. They have a Bible in there they don't understand at all. They go against completely, and they have pictures of Caesar Borgia, and they're calling him Jesus Christ. And obviously, you know, during that time, there was, you know, it was a Catholic church. There were obviously levels of deception there, but you know, it was a Renaissance that really brought that image to the fucking, you know, to the times, whatever. You know what I mean? That's when the images was portrayed, was perpetuated, was brought forth to the masses.
Just like the Renaissance language of, you know, Jesus Christ, which wouldn't be the right term.
Yep.
Back then, you know,
there was no letter J.
Exactly.
Right. Good point. I didn't even think about that. That is a Renaissance letter. You're absolutely correct.
Rather an extension of the letter I.
Right.
You know, and they would have said He Jesus Christos.
Right.
As, you know, referring to the Messiah, than, you know, what the people in the world say today ignorantly is Jesus Christ.
Right. Whose real name is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. That's the Hebrew name. And the name is important. And having a false image is going off. And of course, again, during this time, they didn't have that image at least. All right, but they were going off. Okay, so that whole Catholic church shit, you know, it got destroyed. And when I went there, it was cool. It was like, yeah, man, it got fucked up. And all these little idol worshipping temples and all these idols are gonna get absolutely fucked up. No more Vishnu and shit. None of that bullshit. All right, next scripture, Leviticus 19:4. Bring it up.
And it reads, turn ye not unto idols, nor make to yourselves molten gods. I am the Lord, Yahweh, your power. Yep,
so no making idols, no making any graven images and whatnot. All right, but let's go Deuteronomy 7 now. And you know what, I'll read this. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 1. When Yahweh thy power shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it. Excuse me. Right, so when you should bring us into the land that we should go to possess. So we are to possess these people's land. Let's read it though. And hath cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, and the Girgashites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites. 7 nations greater and mighty than thou. So in context, because you know what's coming out now, in context are these 7 nations, okay? The verse 2, when Yahweh thy power shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Right, no mercy, man. Thou shalt make no covenant with them. Again, no covenant. Don't fall into that snare. No covenant with them, nor shew mercy unto them. No mercy. You must kill them. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. See, the scriptures make it very clear that these are the nations it's referring to when it says that we're not supposed to take these women as our wives. Because a lot of you idiots want to say that we can't have heathen wives, which is fucking false. It's very clear, man. Now, down to verse 4, for they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. That's a snare. That's a snare right there. You're in a trap. You're in a serious trap, man. You follow some idol, all you're gonna get is judged heavily. All right. So it says, for they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly. All right. I love it how when you see that word suddenly, you usually think about a thief come, as a thief in the night. Yahushua come as a thief in the night. It'll come suddenly. Judgment coming all of a sudden. You think everything's going well. You look at Muslims, they got some money, they got some prosperity. Like shit, even again, Vishnu dudes, Vishnu worshipping retards, they got some peas, man. They live up in some pretty decent houses. They got some good financial security. They got some brotherhood amongst them. Yeah, pretty big numbers, man. But all that is just rounded up more shit to fuck up. Rounded up more money to be worthless. All it's going to do is be found to be worthless, man. It's Deuteronomy 7 and 5, it's the last verse in this chapter. It says, last verse I'll bring out in the chapter. Clearly you can see there's more verses. It says, but thus shall ye deal with them. Ye shall destroy their altars. There you go. And break down their images and cut down their groves and burn their graven images with fire. Don't have them up for tourist attractions or anything like that. We ain't going to do none of that. All right, when shit goes down, we're not going to do none of that, man. It's Deuteronomy 12 and verse 3. And you shall overthrow I'll start with verse 1. And these are the statutes and judgments which you shall observe to do in the land. Right, we must do the law, statutes, and commandments, which Yahweh power of thy fathers giveth thee to possess it, all the days that ye live upon the earth. You shall utterly destroy all the places wherein the nations which ye shall possess serve their powers, upon the high mountains and upon the hills and under every green tree. And ye shall overthrow their altars and break their pillars and burn their groves with fire. And ye shall hew down the graven images of their gods and destroy the names of them out of that place. Man, no mercy, man. Fuck it all up. that's and look, man, this is a commandment. So you got a problem with what the Lord said, and you got a problem with you know what I mean? You got a fucking problem, man. You got a problem in your hands, man. You can't have a problem with what the Lord said. Fuck your feelings. The Lord said destroy these places, man. Alright, so Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 8. Yep.
And it reads, I am the Lord, that is my name, and my glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images.
There you go. Right, no praise for the graven images, man. These places are gonna get fucked up. These places are gonna get forever put in the dirt. No one's gonna remember these idols. There's not gonna be remembrance, and there's not gonna be joy in thinking about these times. It's gonna be, oh, thank God, all that shit's over. All those lies, all those people fucking taking their idols and dunking themselves in water and stuff. Mashah sent me that video. I don't know if he sent you that one. The guy, I don't know, for Ganesh or some shit, they got a Ganesh idol in there. It's like they're dunking it in water and shit. It's so weird, man. These motherfuckers is weird. What's the other one? Habakkuk
chapter 2 and verse 18.
Yep.
What profiteth the graven image that the maker thereof hath graven it? The molten image and the teacher of lies, that the maker of his work trusteth therein to make dumb idols.
Yeah, man.
And these idols, they don't speak. There's no power to them. Alright, they're dead. You're spending time, effort, worship, even money, to establish, these idols that you erect and you kneel down to, especially in all these, places of worship.
Yeah, man. They made them with their own hands and they're worshiping them, man. What the fuck? That's a whole level of deception that I don't even want to fucking, think about being a part of. Scary stuff, man. And I grew up in Islam, man. So I know all about deception. And even when I was young, I was like, I wonder if this is real. Sometimes I'll be deceived. It must be real. Everyone's saying it's real. It's so much to do with it, So you grow up, you start to realize it. No, man. Easy deception, man, when you're young.
That's right.
And when you're old. Because some of these older people are still young in their mind, like they're too stupid. There's obviously a level of presenting yourself as a child, in humility. But these people, they're like, man, they're just all over the place and easy to deceive. Quite like a child. Some like grown men, they won't be able to have reasoning on like their idolatry and whatnot. Okay. All right. So Micah 5
in verse 9 is it?
Yeah, it's a water.
Micah chapter 5 verse 9. Thine hand shall be lifted up upon thine adversaries, and all thine enemies shall be cut off. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that I will cut off thy horses out of the midst of thee, and I will destroy thy chariots. And I will cut off the cities of thy land, and throw down all thy strongholds. And I will cut off witchcrafts out of thine hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayers. Thy graven images also will I cut off, and thy standing images of the midst of thee, and thou shalt no more worship the work of thine hands. And I will pluck up thy groves out of the midst of thee. So will I destroy thy cities, and I will execute vengeance in anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard.
Right? Because you know, it's really all about it's all about the Lord, man. And when we rule, Daniel 7:18, let's get it, man. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. So when we rule, it's going to be forever and ever shall the truth prosper, prevail, overcome. And all these other temples are going to be destroyed, man. They're all going to be fucking destroyed. And that's an exciting thing to just think about, you know. What a beautiful, beautiful thing to just, you know, just imagine and whatnot.
That's right. No more, you know, satanic Hollywood. All right. You know, and, you know, your corruption from your mainstream media, you know, which they broadcast, you know.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. This video is edifying. We want to give all praises, honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, rule well, and labor in this word and doctrine. Shalom.
Shalom.